Okay, so we have the 16 basic verb tenses. What are the 8 simple verb tenses? So the simple verb tenses are as follows. We have the present, il presente dell'indicativo, the simple future, il futuro semplice, the imperfect, l'imperfetto dell'indicativo, the conditional, il condizionale, the imperative or commands, l'imperativo, the subjunctive, il presente del congiuntivo, the imperfect subjunctive, l'imperfetto del congiuntivo, and finally the past remote or il passato remoto. What are the 8 compound tenses? Okay, so the compound tenses are as follows. We have the progressive forms, which are multiple tenses formed with stare and a gerund. Those are the words that end in ing in English. The simple past, il passato prossimo, which is called simple, but it's actually compound, so go figure. The conditional perfect, il condizionale passato. The future perfect, il futuro anteriore. The pluperfect indicative, il trapassato prossimo. The past subjunctive, il congiuntivo passato. The pluperfect subjunctive, il trapassato congiuntivo. And finally, the pluperfect, or the il trapassato remoto. Okay, so obviously you don't have to learn all of those at the beginning. In fact, you probably don't ever have to learn all of those unless you're going into interpreting or into a professional field. But at the beginning, I would recommend, in what order would you recommend learning these verb tenses? So here's what I think. I think that you should start with the first few. Okay, so in this order is my recommendation, starting with the present and then go to the simple past, which is a compound tense, and then the simple future, the imperfect, and then the conditional. And then if you want to throw in the imperative and commands, I think those are pretty much going to get you to, it's going to get you through most of what you want to express, at least at the beginning. Okay, so do I really need to learn all these right now? No, you certainly don't. But I wanted to give you the big picture. Okay, start with the first 3, then add the next 2 or 3, and then progress down the list depending on your goals. Okay, so when I was tutoring a young man, and we'd already gone through about 7 different tenses, verb tenses, and he finally said, how many tenses are there? So I realized that he didn't have the big picture, and I wanted to give you that big picture so that you know how far you are in terms of how many verb tenses you've already learned, and so that you don't feel like it's never ending. Okay, there is a finite amount of verb tenses, so just take it one at a time and start with the present. Then I would say the simple past, simple future, and so on and so forth. Okay.